Even though spring just started, brush fires have already burned land across eastern Washington. There was one fire over the weekend in Stevens County. It's a reminder that it's not too early to look ahead to fire season and do the work ahead of time to make sure you and your family are safe. Our Drew Reeves is working for you with some expert advice.
Yeah, it may feel early. I mean, spring just arrived, but this is actually the perfect time to start thinking about fire season and preparing for it. If you do prepare now, that means that you won't panic when crisis actually hits.
Right now, the fire danger in eastern Washington is no big deal.
Right now, the risk is extremely low, primarily because our fuels are still green. Everything has a high moisture content.
But with several small brush fires around the region, it means fire season isn't far off, and now is the time to start thinking about it.
Even though it's probably the furthest thing from people's minds right now in terms of wildfire safety and risk, it should probably be the right time for us.
Especially since early predictions say this could be an intense year.
The predictions thus far that I've seen has been, or we're going to see increased activity in eastern Washington for fire season this year, based on the models and based on nothing that includes the variables that we have.
Fire Chief Brian Schaefer says now is the time to start thinking about your defensible space. That's when you remove vegetation from around your home and thin out some nearby trees.
Preparing now, planting now, developing that space now before we really get into a growing season.
It's also the time to think about your belongings. What would you need to save in case of a fire, and what do you need extra of?
One or two of the constant things that come up are medicines. Do you have enough medicine to continue 4 or 5 days away from your primary residence?
And Schaefer says there's one thing that people regularly forget.
They remember their phones and they remember their driver's license, their passports, their mortgage paperwork, but they forget their cell phone chargers.
And now is the time to get your family together and make sure that everybody knows the evacuation plan. Then if it does come this summer, it won't come as a surprise to anybody. In Spokane, Drew Reeves, KXLY 4 News.